Did someone just break into Jungkook's house? How could something so terrifying happen to one of the most protected idols in the world? What really happened that night? And why are armies around the globe panicking in fear and heartbreak? Stay till the end, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you stand with Jungkook through this shocking moment. He began with a whisper, an unconfirmed rumor spreading through the early morning silence. Someone broke into Jungkook's house. At first, fans refused to believe it. How could that even be possible? Jungkook, the golden magne of BTS, one of the most guarded and beloved idols in the world, had his home invaded? But as the whispers grew louder, turning into frantic tweets and trembling live streams, the nightmare began to feel real. Something had happened, and it had shaken the global fandom to its core. No one could have predicted the chaos that would unfold in the hours that followed. Reports began surfacing on social media from anonymous insiders claiming that a stranger had somehow breached the security of Jungkook's private residence. Some said it happened late at night, others claimed it was early morning, the time when silence is deepest and fear echoes loudest. But what united every rumor was a single horrifying truth. Jungkook was home when it happened. The thought alone sent waves of panic through ARMY communities worldwide. Fans began spamming hashtags like #ProtectJungkook and #StaySafeJungkook, their digital voices trembling with concern. What if he was hurt? What if the intruder had bad intentions? Questions spread faster than the truth, and even those who tried to remain calm found themselves shaking at the idea that their idol, the boy who smiled through every concert, who poured his soul into every performance, might have been in danger in his own sanctuary. Details remain blurry, as they often do in the fog of a breaking story. But one thing became clear. This wasn't a simple misunderstanding. A source close to the matter, whose identity remains hidden for safety reasons, claimed that the intruder had been watching the property for weeks. That single sentence sent chills down the spines of everyone reading. How long had Jungkook been under silent observation without even knowing? When the alarm reportedly went off, neighbors heard a commotion. Some fans speculated that Jungkook had personally confronted the intruder before security forces arrived. Others imagined him hiding quietly, terrified yet composed, waiting for help to come. No one knows for sure, and that uncertainty made it worse. Armies could only imagine the fear that must have gripped him in that moment, the surreal disbelief of realizing his private world had been invaded. The police response, according to local reports, was immediate. Officers rushed to the scene and secured the area, but the emotional damage was already done. For Jungkook, privacy had always been sacred, something he fought to maintain amid fame that stripped away almost every other part of his life. For fans, his home represented his last untouched space, a haven of peace after years of noise and spotlight. And now, even that had been violated. What makes this story even more haunting is the silence from Jungkook himself. Normally, he reaches out to reassure his fans, even after the smallest scares. But this time there has been nothing. No livestream, no Weverse post, no soothing words. Just silence. And in that silence, armies found their hearts breaking even more. Was he okay? Was he scared? Was he still processing the shock of realizing that even within the walls of his home, he wasn't safe? Speculation turned emotional. Some fans began crying during live streams, their voices trembling as they begged for updates. Please, someone tell us he's safe. Others directed their anger at those who had crossed the line, calling out the toxic side of obsession that sometimes hides behind the mask of fandom. How could anyone claim to love Jungkook and yet endanger him like this? This incident has reopened a painful wound in the relationship between idols and privacy. BTS has always struggled with fans who overstep boundaries, from following them in airports to leaking personal schedules. But breaking into a home, that's not just crossing the line, it's destroying it completely. It's a reminder that fame, no matter how glamorous, comes with a price far heavier than the public ever sees. Behind every performance, behind every award, behind every smile Jungkook shows the world, there's still a young man who just wants to rest in peace when the cameras stop rolling. And tonight, that peace was stolen. Some reports suggest that Jungkook's management company has tightened his security and filed a formal report. Still, many armies are demanding more. Not just justice, but accountability. They want stricter laws, stronger protection for artists, and respect for privacy to be treated as non-negotiable. Because what happened tonight isn't just about Jungkook. It's about every artist who lives in fear that someone might blur the line between admiration and intrusion as night falls again. Millions of fans light up social media with messages of love and protection. Digital candles, heart emojis, and desperate prayers flood timelines. "Stay safe, Jungkook," they write. "We're with you." Some even stand outside HYB's building, holding banners and chanting his name. Not out of obsession, but out of love. A love that has been shaken, terrified, but not broken. And somewhere in the middle of it all, Jungkook is silent. Maybe he's trying to breathe. Maybe he's trying to find calm again in the home that no longer feels like a home. Maybe he's scrolling through those messages right now, finding comfort in the storm of fear. The question that everyone is asking tonight isn't just who did it, but why? Why would anyone want to invade the life of someone who's given so much to the world? Through music, art, and kindness. Why must fame come hand in hand with fear? As investigations continue, the truth will unfold. Slowly, painfully, piece by piece. But until then, ARMY waits. The world waits. Because somewhere out there, a door was broken, a home was shaken, and a heart that once trusted the world has been scarred. If you're reading this and you love Jungkook, take a moment. Leave a message for him in the comments. Tell him he's not alone. Like, share, and subscribe, not just for news, but to stand together with millions who believe idols deserve peace. Because tonight, one of the brightest lights in the world was forced to face the darkness of invasion. And even in that darkness, ARMY's light refuses to fade. This is not just breaking news. This is a cry for safety, for respect, and for love that protects instead of destroys. And as the echoes of fear begin to fade, one truth remains unshakable. Jungkook deserves to feel safe in his own home, and the world owes him that much. But the story doesn't end there, because what happened after the break-in might be even more emotional than the incident itself. Hours after the news broke, the online world was burning with panic. Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube were flooded with clips, theories, and voice messages claiming to have heard something or seen something near Jungkook's house. Some fans even stayed up through the night, refusing to sleep until they heard confirmation that he was safe. The quiet hours between midnight and dawn became a haunting vigil. Armies refreshed their feeds endlessly, hoping for any official word. When none came, they turned to each other, strangers bound by love and fear. Threads of comfort spread through timelines. Messages like, "He's strong," "He'll be okay," and "Please protect him, universe," painted digital walls with emotion. It wasn't just worry anymore. It was grief mixed with fury, disbelief, and an ache that words couldn't soften. Then, as the sun began to rise over Seoul, unconfirmed photos started circulating. Police vehicles near a high-end neighborhood. A dark car leaving the scene, its windows tinted, hiding the face of the person inside. Was it Jungkook? Was it someone from HYB? Or just coincidence? No one knew, and yet, the image alone was enough to set the fandom ablaze. The world was looking for reassurance, but all it found was silence. Behind that silence, though, something else was happening. HYB, always known for controlling narratives tightly, reportedly held emergency meetings through the night. Staff were instructed to verify facts before releasing any statement, but fans could sense the tension. The company's walls, usually so polished and calm, now carried an air of crisis. What do you say when your artist's sanctuary, the place he calls home, becomes the center of a global scare? Meanwhile, security experts began weighing in online. Some speculated that the intruder might have been a stalker who had tracked Jungkook's movements for months. Others believed it could be a professional thief who didn't realize whose home he had entered until it was too late.